how do you feel that living under the stress or under the duress of emotional child abuse affected the way you personally turned out as an adult?
It made me more aware of relationships and needs of other people.
This is a good one because we know Carla lived to be how old?
99.
And the book, Otto the Boy at the Window, came out in 2001.
Because we couldn't start it until she died.
Right. So she lived to be 99 years old.
And she lived alone in New York.
Wow. I remember when we did the play the first time, and whenever the narrator would say the part about Carla lived to be 99 years old, people kind of laughed because they thought, how could you put up with this woman for all those years?
It was hard.
When you used to go to her house or to her apartment when she lived in New York,
right?
You would do what? One of the things.
Well, first place, I wouldn't go until my wife made me go. And when I finally decided to go, I would hire a limousine or a town car, and I made them wait on the street with the motor running. And inevitably, after a while, we'd start arguing and slam out angry, come running out, get in the car, and go to the airport.
Yeah. And where were you living at the time?
I was living in Bethesda.
So you were in Maryland and she was in New York.
She was in New York.
And you had asked the cab driver to keep the motor running because you knew you couldn't stay
I
home.
had to escape.
Yeah, it's amazing. Well, here's Bill's question. Can you describe what it was like to live with such an unpredictable, volatile mother? What was that like for you?
Stressful.
I can imagine.
Because you never knew when she would fly off the handle. Sometimes you could tell, and then you could prepare yourself. But a lot of times it happened so fast that you couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we watch it in the play, are there moments in the play that you really focus on and remember that was like?
Yes.
Remember those things happening?
I remember how happy I was when I stuck my tongue out at her.
That's a very funny part in the play as well. It gets a good laugh.
Right.
Let's see what Mr. Dorian has next for you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Still kind of concerned about those Cubs, though. All right. Your father was stoic and indifferent to the way Carla treated you and your brother, acting often as a kind of executioner of her whims, like we saw in the play when he carried out the whole thing and destroyed the toy that you and your brother had made. I guess it was not really we called it what did we call it in the play?
In the play, it was an erector set.
But what it really was...
Really, it was a shadow theater, a big shadow theater.
A big shadow theater.
Right.
And he destroyed it because you were misbehaving, according to Carla.
Right.
And that was... So this question, he often acted as an executioner of her whims, doling out strict punishment. How did this shape you in the way you treated your own children in later life?
I tried to be aware of what they felt and what their needs were, and I tried to treat them like human beings,
as opposed to just some thing or object.
Right.
It's amazing that this woman was amazing.